Okay, welcome back. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you. So this is part 4, I think, of the, I was going to say demon trilogy, but now it's not. So series. And so today we're going to talk about something way more common and way misunderstood than anything else, I think, probably in the spirit world. Disassociation, the real possession nobody talks about. Okay. Now remember to take what resonates, leave the rest, and as always, use your own discernment because I'm sharing what Spirit has shown me. Okay? So, disassociation is a trauma response, not a spiritual attack. Okay? That's the difference here. So, when the body gets overwhelmed, the nervous system does something brilliant. It pulls your consciousness back to protect you. Okay? Spirit didn't leave you, your mind didn't break, your soul didn't get taken, but your body just said, this is too much. I'll handle this, you rest. Okay? So disassociation can look like possession from the outside. And that's why sometimes people get confused. Okay? So disassociation can cause blank eyes, blank staring, changes in voice, different posture, emotional numbness, even memory gaps. Okay, we can block things out, feeling like you're watching yourself from outside your body, sudden personality shifts, all kinds of things. Okay, and because people don't understand that and may not understand the trauma, then they'll say it's a demon. Okay, so that's someone who wasn't safe enough to stay present, is what that is. So then inner parts can take over, and sometimes darkness can look that way, right? And it looks spiritual, but it's also, psychological, energetic. So when you go through trauma, your mind creates parts. It tends to try to compartmentalize, organize, control, okay? Protector parts, child parts, angry parts, and in extreme cases, those parts step forward. And it's not necessarily an outside entity, it's you divided. Okay, your shadow isn't attacking you, it's trying to survive. And disassociation feels like being unplugged from yourself. Okay, so this is where the spiritual misunderstanding can happen. People might say they feel empty, they feel like something else was controlling them, they feel like they weren't in their body, and it's not necessarily possession, but absence. Okay, that's your consciousness stepping back, not something else stepping in. And disassociation can make you vulnerable to energetic influence. Okay, not necessarily take over, but influence. And this is important. A non-sovereign person, someone fragmented, someone traumatized, disconnected, can experience influence, okay, which means heightened fear, intrusive thoughts, emotional overwhelm, distorted perceptions, energy drain, okay? Now, not necessarily full control, but, even then, no spirit can push you out of your body and replace you, okay? Trauma creates the empty space, not demons. And healing is literally how you become sovereign again. When you heal trauma, when you integrate your parts, when you learn to regulate your nervous system, you stop leaving your body, you stay present, you root, you anchor. Sovereignty isn't a vibe, it's a nervous system state. Okay, and spiritual people sometimes will mistake trauma for spiritual attack because they weren't taught the nervous system. But that's not their fault. It can be dangerous though, okay? Because people can get into exorcisms and other types of, rituals and things when what someone may really need is grounding, trauma therapy, integration, safety, compassion, You can't cast out a part of someone that was created to protect them. So that's where that can get dangerous, okay? And disassociation, explains 90%, giving you a rough number, obviously, of possession videos that we see online, okay, or in movies, whatever. So if someone looks gone, their eyes are empty, they have no memory, they switch suddenly, those all sound, very scary, but it may not necessarily be a spiritual takeover, but a disconnect because of trauma, okay? And there's a big difference there. And that's why you, collective, cannot be possessed, okay? Because you're not leaving your body, you're not abandoning yourself, you're staying present, right? Even in chaos, you are sovereign. Now, entities can influence chaos, but they cannot overpower sovereignty. Just remember that. Now, what real possession actually is, that will lead us into part 5, okay? So now that you understood dissociation, we can talk about what real possession actually is. Because I think, at least for me, it was important to understand one before I started getting into the other, because it's big, right? So not demon takeover, not Hollywood, but the real energetic mechanics of how influence works, okay? And who is actually vulnerable. So stay tuned for that. Sending you light, love, and healing, and I hope this helped.